I'm going to do a little exercise now. I'm going to give you a handout, and I want you to rank these 10 stories as though you were the editor of the Evening Telegraph.
Because I don't think a Labrador is going to attract much attention. Yeah, but if someone famous is opening a tanning studio in Rothwell, it's going to attract more attention than a Labrador being saved.
If it's less people, sort of think about more. You sort of, if there's 5,000 people died, you might think, oh, really much. So it's like 4 people.
So really, right? 2 people died in Leeds and you know nothing about it, and then you find out a few months later, you're not going to be depressed about it, are you? You're not going to care. Exactly.
Yeah, but like, New York was ages away.
You've got to think, things like this, yeah, this is Leeds, it's not New York. And it's not like the Twin Towers, it's 2 people. You can't compare 2, they don't even name them, 2 random people.
Right. Okay, number 4, the Big Brother housemate. Yes, right. Oh, we love a fake tan in this country, don't we? Right, so what's that? 8, 10. Right. Lucy, tell us why you went for number 10 as your top ranked story.
It sort of affects everyone, and it's probably one of the biggest things there, and it's sort of affecting everyone, and it's quite interesting to read as well.
Exactly, very well reasoned, you know. Basically, it may not be a real sort of, you know, it's not rock and roll, but it's, you know, it will affect a lot of people. Now think about it, 5,000 new homes must be built for social housing. You know what I mean by social housing, i.e. council housing, okay? Now, most of you here, your parents have probably got mortgages. You know, that's one thing that people read about and they go, is it going to be built near me? And, you know, no reason why it shouldn't be built next to you, but the fact is, in areas where you have social housing, it can bring down the property prices of neighbouring property. So, you know, human beings are quite selfish by nature, aren't they? You know, so a lot of people would read that story and go, I hope they're not building it near me. And if they decide to, you know, there'll be residents groups that will go, not in my backyard. So I think that's a very good choice for your number 1 story. Ellie, why number 6?
Because it's a celebrity and it's in Corby, and like it's the royal family as well.
Yeah, exactly. Well, he ticks the celebrity box, really, doesn't he? I want you to basically be the editorial team, okay? So I want you to go through your front page, your page 3, and your back page, i.e. your sports lead, right? And I want you to justify why, had you been the editor last night on the Telegraph, I want you to justify why you've chosen you know, those particular stories. So your pages 1, 3 and back page leads. Also, using pictures, okay, why you've chosen the particular picture. And I also want you to make any other observations, for instance, price, typeface on the masthead. You know what I mean by the masthead, don't you? Where it says Daily Telegraph, that's your masthead, right? So why the Daily Telegraph has a certain font and why the Sun has a different font. You know, the Daily Mail loves blurs.
Yeah, the Sun, it's not really important as in the newspaper, because mostly it's all pictures, and all the pictures just tell the story as soon as you look at them. So like most of all of it is TV programs, like I said, X Factor. Oh yeah, obviously when you open it, you're drawn to page 3 more than page 2. More of a man's newspaper, as you can see.
Politics on page 2.
Yeah. Most of the information is always on the right page than the left page. So most people look at the right page. There's sports on the back of it, so it's really easy to get to, but it's lazy again. So about 12 pages of sports.
Size of that splash. Royals caught in Secrets League. 5 words, all right? You haven't got a lot of space to explain the story, which is why that subhead is so helpful, because then you grab the reader with that punchy headline, but then they can go, oh, actually, this tells me a bit more about it. Oh, okay, yeah, all right. Prince Andrew's behaviour. I'm going to read on about that. You know, what's Prince Andrew? I don't really give monkeys about the royals, but I'd be quite interested to know what diplomatic gaffe Prince Andrew has made, all right? Okay, carry on, George.
So we've also got that, so since it's a hill, it's obviously quite falling.
Yeah.
And they've got that story about the two British people, and so because there's like a lot of it in the news and things at the moment, people are probably going to want to read more, and it's not in many other papers.
How much do you reckon they paid the Chandlers for that story?
Probably about 200 quid.
200 quid, I'd say it's probably more like 20 grand, but...
The lead story is straight away political, and it uses words like sparks and crisis, which is emotive language.
Good, yeah.
The main photo is the angel of the north, and it's got sort of snow and stuff, which appeals to people's eyes, draws people in, and obviously when it's folded you can see that.
Above the fold, good, yeah.
There's an ad here, which is quite expensive, like for expensive stuff.
What's the brand?
It's Tiffany & Co,
Yeah,
which
okay,
is expensive and sort of lends to professional types.
Yeah. So you've added that to your Christmas card wish list. Dear Mum and Dad.
Page 3 is quite, I don't know if you can say attractive, but it's eye-catching.
Is this Anne Widdecombe in Strictly Come Dancing or whatever?
And this sort of shows that the audience is mainly middle-aged people, because more middle-aged people watch Strictly than X Factor.
Started on focus on the colours of the font.
Yeah, yeah. Eye-catching, isn't it?
Yeah.
I like a bit of colour in a masthead.
We noticed that there's a mixture of blue, white and red, which links in with the United Kingdom flag. So,
do you think it's that subliminal, or do you think they just thought it was nice colours? You could equally say that it links in with the Croatian flag.
It might be a coincidence, but they might have perhaps done that.
Yeah, or Belgium.
Yeah.
For that matter.
To show that it's like a...
Or Holland's.
A British paper. Nice English paper to read. The stories about the government and their threat of cuts to this little nursery sort of area.
Yeah.
Like a little children's centre.
Yeah.
And they've put a picture in which creates sympathy for the reader.
Yeah.
They see a picture of the kids being happy.
Yeah.
And they think, I don't want to ruin that.
Yeah.
So they're sort of... That's more of like a...
Yeah, no, it's good.
An adult opinion.
Yeah.
The youth would think, don't waste the money on these kids. That's what I'd say.
Harsh.
Yeah, it's quite a controversial topic.
But it's going to affect a lot of people, isn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, so...
It will affect a lot of people. Should we go on to sport?
Let's go to your page 3 first.
Oh God. Page 3, it's a story about... Do you want to hold it up, Kelly? Okay. It's a story about they found this letter from the war. Yeah. And I think it's clever how they've used the colour red to give like connotations.
Now, when you have a, it's generally like you have the lettering on a black background, but it's known as a wob, just white on black.
Okay.
So I suppose strictly that's a warp, isn't it? But
yeah.
You know.
It gives connotations of the poppy and pride and...
Makes you want to read on, doesn't it? Because
it
it looks like it's going to be a nice human interest story.
Yeah, it sticks out, makes you want to read it.
Yeah.
The picture's quite sympathetic because the man's like nearly in tears.
Yeah.
We're trying to find the pictures of what's happened. Like, obviously, there's been a car accident with, there's been a horse involved. That's what we think. There's been an ambulance. 2 letters of what's happened. People have been giving us still ideas of what's been going on to give us a more bigger idea of what's actually happened on A14.
So what kind of photos are you looking for?
I'm trying to look for car collisions. Obviously, I've got to get a horse involved because it was ambulance, police cars.
Well, we're starting by making notes about what's happened from the unofficial information, and that he is writing the intro and what has done, like what's happened with her.
Well, we're putting all the facts together and trying to work out what's happened, and we're trying to make sure that we don't put any false information in. I would use the second picture as it's more dramatic, whereas the first one is just quite a generic photo of people stuck in traffic.
But do you think you can just use it?
No, obviously, as Ian just told us, we cannot just use the second one without gaining permission from the person. But at the moment, that would probably be quite difficult as they look to be in a state where they can't answer for themselves. So, going just on that we wouldn't have permission, we would have to use the top one. But maybe at a later date we could run this one in a follow-up to the story.
There was an incident this morning at 11:06 AM on the westbound A14 between junctions 3 and 4 near Rothwell. We received a call at approximately 11:07 AM and attended the scene by 11:10 AM. There was also an ambulance and a fire engine in attendance. An initial squad car was joined by 2 traffic patrol vehicles by 11:12 AM. Road cones were used to filter traffic down the inside lane, and the road was fully open again at 11:35 AM. Yep.
Is Helen okay?
Is Helen okay? Okay. I don't have full details of all of the people who were involved in the accident. But I can confirm that a 51-year-old female was at the scene, has been treated, and I've been asked to pass on this number, which is 07774 024 040. So if you can direct any inquiries regarding the female to that number, I believe that may be their PA or something like that.
Do you have a name for that number?
Yeah, David Daly.
Writing a report about getting information together.
So, one Pearson, site. The number. Let's find.
Who was David Daly?
David Daly Associates. Right, so definitely we can confirm that it's Helen Pearson from that company here, right? So, okay, so you can be absolutely certain that we've got the right Helen Pearson, yeah? Okay.
Well, I think the students have benefited really well. We've had students aged between 14 to 16, some of whom are involved already in BTEC media courses here, and the whole exercise has involved a live news event where students have been fed different information over time, and they've had to adapt and work in teams in order to create an actual news front cover, and they were very effectively briefed at the start about the content and news value of various news items that can typically occur in an editor's office. And so it's very practically based and really useful for young people to come together and work in teams and have that vocational experience.
What I liked about today was the group work that we had to do, and the newspaper article that we had to make. I thought that was really fun, and I learned a lot from that information about how to do the title to attract people, how to get the information across, and all the headlines and everything. I think it was really good.
Mm-hmm. Do you think you'd consider a career in journalism after today's workshop?
I was thinking about it. It's quite positive on me thinking about it now, because I did like it a lot, and if it's like that all the time, then it is an opportunity, I think, because I think I really like it.
Well, I think it was nice how I got to mingle with the other years as well, and I think it was good working together, going through the different papers and comparing the differences, because I've never really looked at that before, and I've never really thought about the differences, and I've never really learnt. There's a lot of things that I've learnt today I didn't really know before.
Mm-hmm. What would you say was the best bit of all the exercises we did today?
Probably doing the newspaper in our groups, and we put the newspaper together, and doing the writing and stuff, sort of getting used to it.
Do you think you'd consider journalism as a career option after today's workshop?
Yeah, I think I would. I do like doing the writing part, but I also really like the photography side of it, of journalism, and I think I've really had a look at that today and got used to it a bit more.